Can we talk about that moment when it's late afternoon, you're standing in the kitchen, tired, you've been running around all day and are wore out, your kids are asking for snacks, and you realize you don't have a clue what to make for supper. So you grab a quick pick-me-up, whatever's fast, maybe a handful of crackers, a leftover chicken nugget, a bite of your kid's sandwich, or something sweet just to get through the moment. And you get the tiny boost to throw something together for a meal before crashing. It's a never-ending cycle. Day after day, showing up more tired than before, trying to find something fast to give you a quick boost to get through the moment before dragging through the rest of the day. If you're tired of feeling tired and ready to do something about it, listen up, because today we're going to talk about a major culprit causing your exhaustion, and it's probably not what you think. Welcome to Conquer Mom Stress, the podcast that helps you stress less and enjoy motherhood more. If you've ever crawled into bed at night completely exhausted, but still feel like there's so much left to do, you are in the right place. I'm your host, Jill Gokul, and I believe that motherhood is meant to feel joyful, not exhausting. Together, we'll uncover what's really fueling your stress and give you the practical tools to conquer it, so you can finally feel like the confident mom you were made to be. Also, if you have a specific question or issue you're stressing about, head over to jillgokul.com/ask to submit your question. And who knows, you might just be featured in an upcoming episode so you can get practical, real-world solutions to the exact challenges you're facing. Okay, last July was crazy busy. Probably the busiest season I had had as a mom at the time. All 5 kids were at home with me for the summer. I had to wake up early to drive my oldest to summer weights, ran home before my youngest would wake up since she's an early riser by nature, then started the morning process of make-order breakfast before I had to leave to pick my oldest back up. Then we were off to Vacation Bible School, where I was volunteering for half the day. I ran home to put my 3-year-old down for a nap, and the next thing I knew, it was after 2 o'clock and I hadn't eaten a single bite all day. I felt like I was running on fumes. The last thing I wanted to do was make a healthy lunch to get me through the day. So I threw together a quick salad and pushed through. Then we were off to the pool for a couple of hours, and by the time we got home, everyone was famished, asking what was for supper. And I was wondering, how in the world was I going to throw something together? I grabbed myself a candy bar and some peanut butter crackers so I could get the energy to continue taking care of everyone else. It was draining. And by the time I sat down for supper, I was done. My patience was gone. I was short with everyone, distracted from the stories being told, and was trying to figure out whether I would regret leaving the mess from supper until the next day. But the reality was, I knew the next day would be a repeat of today, and I just couldn't pile any more onto it. So I dragged myself to the kitchen and set to work cleaning up before crawling into bed. This went on for almost the entire month of July. It was miserable. Not to mention, I was more and more exhausted and burned out. The type of tired that sleep couldn't even touch. I knew I was tired from being so busy, but what I didn't realize was that my extreme exhaustion was the result of my brain trying to survive the day. Being busy doesn't just make your schedule full. It drains your energy. No surprise there. But when your energy's low, your brain shifts into survival mode. It starts looking for the fastest, easiest way to keep you going. So you reach for quick food, something easy and probably pre-packaged, which means it's packed full of sugar. That food gives you a short burst of energy before your blood sugar plummets and your energy drops. And now everything feels harder. So you reach for something quick to eat again, and the cycle continues. You are doing the best you can, taking care of everyone else. And that means taking care of yourself usually goes on the back burner. That candy bar or 3 o'clock soda you grab to just get through the afternoon slump doesn't feel like a big deal, especially when you've barely eaten all day. But the way you care for yourself is part of how you're able to care for your family. There is wisdom in honoring the way your body was designed, because when your body is supported, your mind and your spirit are supported too. As a mom, you are busy all day long, making meals, washing laundry, helping with homework, answering 100 questions from your kids, all before 8 o'clock in the morning. Your brain is overexerted, which means it subconsciously begins to make decisions that will conserve your energy. It starts asking, how can I get this done with the least amount of effort? When it comes to food, that means what's fast, what's easy, what's right here. That's why cooking feels overwhelming in those moments and why prepping something feels like too much. It's not laziness. Your brain is trying to conserve what little energy you have left. Think about how many decisions you've already made by mid-afternoon. What to feed the kids, what to wear, what needs to get done, who needs to be dropped off or picked up. Your number one priority as a mom is to make sure your kids are taken care of. So by the time it's your turn to eat, your brain is done making decisions or putting in the effort to make healthy choices. So it defaults to the easiest option available. That's why you end up eating whatever takes zero thought. Your brain is essentially saying it's out of decision-making capacity. Here's what's really interesting. Your brain runs on glucose, and when it's exhausted, it starts looking for ways to get glucose fast. Your brain's main fuel source of glucose comes from food. When you haven't eaten enough or you've been grabbing small, quick things, your blood sugar drops. Your brain notices that immediately and sends a signal that it needs energy now. Guess what provides the fastest dose of glucose? Sugar! So in those moments you're wore out, trying to push through, your body naturally starts craving sweets, processed snacks, and quick carbs because your brain is trying to solve an energy problem quickly. Unfortunately, this quick fix does not last. When you eat something high in sugar or simple carbs, your energy rises quickly, but then it drops just as quickly. And that drop feels like exhaustion, irritability, brain fog. So your brain goes right back to needing more energy fast, and the cycle repeats. What makes this even worse is that stress makes the need for glucose even stronger. When you're overwhelmed, your body releases cortisol. Cortisol increases your appetite, especially for quick, high-energy foods. So now you have low energy, high stress, and easy access to quick food. So your body does exactly what it was designed to do. It grabs something quick, easy, and completely unhealthy. To make matters worse, quick processed foods give your brain a small hit of dopamine. Have you ever grabbed a soda and that first sip feels so soothing that you find yourself exhaling? That's the dopamine hit rewarding you for giving your brain some fast glucose. So not only do you get energy, you also get a moment of relief. And your brain remembers that. So the next time you're tired, it nudges you in the same direction, making you feel justified and gratified for your convenient food choices, even though you end up crashing an hour later because your blood sugar drops after that quick spike. But your body doesn't recognize the negative effect of your food choice because it was so focused on the immediate spike in your glucose. Remember, your brain is built for your survival, not your success. A quick glucose spike means you survive the moment of fatigue and exhaustion so you can keep showing up, doing what you need to do as a mom. But you don't just want to survive, you want to thrive in motherhood. So you're not just surviving the day, but are actually enjoying the moments with your kids and can show up with peace, patience, and kindness, regardless of what's going on around you. So let's stop the cycle of burnout and exhaustion and find a way to support your body with lasting energy. First, make healthy breakfast a non-negotiable. I was part of a medical study that looked at how stress, glucose, and physical activity impacted the female body. These three factors will affect your energy level, mood, PMS symptoms, fertility, brain function, physical and internal aging, and so much more. What they found is that it is crucial for women to eat within 1 hour of waking, that you eat before drinking any caffeine or doing any physical activity, and that your breakfast is a good mix of protein, healthy fat, with a tiny bit of carbohydrates. This is the magical mix of brain food that will help your body maintain a steady glucose level hours after eating. Women who drink their caffeine on an empty stomach, worked out before breakfast, had a high carb or high sugar meal, or who skipped breakfast altogether, they put their blood glucose out of whack instantly, and their body could never recover the rest of the day. This morning meal will set you up for success or doom you to failure the rest of the day. So if you want to stop the never-ending cycle of fatigue, you have to make sure your breakfast becomes smart and non-negotiable. Second, eat a protein and healthy fat every 3 to 4 hours. This matters because even if you start your day right, a healthy breakfast will only fuel your body for so long. When that fuel runs out, your glucose drops and you find yourself fatigued and grabbing for that quick and easy snack before you know it. That will put you back on the path of the fatigue cycle. Luckily, your body can recover from poor choices made later in the day, unlike with breakfast, but why even go there? Stock your fridge up with healthy choices that can still be easy and convenient. A handful of diced chicken with some avocado toast is an awesome snack that will keep your glucose steady and your brain functioning for the long haul. And third, drink lots of water. Your brain is approximately 75% water, making hydration essential for proper brain function. Guess what happens when you have even the mildest form of dehydration? It affects your attention, memory, concentration, and mood. So that brain fog, lethargic feeling, and inability to get yourself to be productive, that can be impacted because you're not drinking enough water. Even the shortness in your tone, lack of patience, or complete overwhelm with everything you're juggling as a mom, again, that can be lack of hydration. Thirst is a sign of dehydration. So make sure to drink water throughout your day, even if you don't feel thirsty. Prioritizing hydration doesn't just quench your thirst. It actively supports cognitive function and your body's physical functionality and energy level. As a mom, you have internal and external stressors. Internal stressors are those things you can control and minimize. Food and water are on the top of this list and keep you from added stress that comes from your body not being able to work or think efficiently. It's the top rung in your mom brain being able to show up as the mom you want to be. John chapter 15, verse 5 says, "I am the vine, you are the branches. Those who remain in me and I in them will produce much fruit, for apart from me, you can do nothing." Do you know where a branch gets its source of water and nutrients to grow and produce fruit? It gets it from the vine, which pulls water and nutrients from the soil. If that branch is cut off from the vine, it withers and dies. Just like your body and brain need adequate food and water to help you get through the day, your spirit needs fed by God in order to produce a beautiful fruit in your life. If you've gotten too busy to spend your time with God, read His Word, meditate on His presence, and hear His guidance, you have cut yourself off from the vine. So before you go another minute separated from Him, replenish your spirit and dive back into a relationship with God. Read a verse in the Bible, talk to Him about something weighing on your mind, and renew your mind with the truth that God loves you and is here for you. St. John Vianney said, "The soul hungers for God, and nothing but God can satiate it. Therefore, He came to dwell on earth and assumed a body in order that His body might become the food of our souls." Friend, you are carrying a lot. You are giving a lot, and your body is doing its best to keep up with all of it. It's time to do your best to give your body and soul the basic food and water it needs to thrive in this life of motherhood. It doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be intentional. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Conquer Mom Stress. If today's conversation encouraged you, hit follow and leave a review. That lets me know that these episodes are hitting the topics you need. And while you're there, share this podcast with another mom who might need to hear it. Your thoughtfulness might just be what she needs to get through the day. Remember, this is your place to pause, rest, and start conquering mom stress, one small step at a time. Motherhood isn't meant to drain the life out of you. It's meant to be lived with joy, even on the messy days. And together, we're going to find that joy again.